Listen, I know you're tired. Not just tired, exhausted. You've tried everything. You've counted sheep, you've bought the fancy pillow, you've downloaded those meditation apps. And yet, here you are at 3 in the morning, staring at the ceiling, wondering why sleep seems to come so easily to everyone else but you. But what if I told you that in just 7 days, you could completely transform your sleep? Not with expensive gadgets or prescription medications, but with simple, science-backed changes that address the real reasons you can't sleep. This isn't about willpower. It's about understanding how your body actually works. Your sleep problems didn't start when you got into bed tonight. They started this morning. They started with that extra cup of coffee at 2 in the afternoon. They started when you scrolled through your phone in bed last night. They started when you stayed up late binge-watching that series last weekend. Sleep isn't an isolated event. It's the result of everything you do in the hours and days leading up to it. And that's actually good news because it means you have way more control than you think. Let me tell you about Sarah. She came to me after years of insomnia. She'd tried everything: sleeping pills, therapy, chamomile tea, you name it. Nothing worked. Within 1 week of following the protocol I'm about to share with you, she was sleeping through the night for the first time in 5 years. The key wasn't adding something new. It was removing the invisible barriers that were blocking her body's natural ability to sleep. So let's talk about day 1, and I'm going to be blunt with you. This is the hardest day. Because on day 1, you're going to set your wake-up time and you're going to stick to it no matter what. I don't care if you only slept 3 hours. I don't care if it's a weekend. You're going to wake up at the exact same time every single day. Pick a time that works with your life, let's say 7 in the morning, and that's your new anchor. This is non-negotiable because your body runs on a circadian rhythm, a biological clock that controls everything from your hormone production to your body temperature. When you wake up at different times every day, you're essentially giving your body jet lag. You're confusing the system. By keeping your wake time consistent, you're teaching your body when to be alert and, more importantly, when to wind down. And here's what you're going to do the moment you wake up. Within 30 minutes, you're going to get outside and expose your eyes to natural light. Not through a window, not with sunglasses on. You're going to step outside and let that morning light hit your eyes. This isn't some hippie nonsense. When light enters your eyes in the morning, it triggers a cascade of biological events. It suppresses melatonin, your sleep hormone. It increases cortisol, which makes you feel alert. And, this is the crucial part, it sets a timer in your brain. Roughly 14 to 16 hours after that morning light exposure, your body will start producing melatonin again. You're literally programming when you'll feel sleepy tonight based on what you do this morning. Spend at least 10 minutes outside, more if it's cloudy. This single action is more powerful than any sleep supplement you'll ever take. Now let's talk about day 2. You've established your wake time, you've gotten your morning light, and now we need to talk about caffeine. I'm not going to tell you to quit coffee, but I am going to tell you that caffeine has a half-life of about 6 hours. That means if you drink a cup of coffee at 4 in the afternoon, half of that caffeine is still in your system at 10 at night. A quarter of it is still there at 4 in the morning. You might think it doesn't affect you. You might say you can drink coffee and fall asleep just fine. But here's what you don't realize. It's degrading the quality of your sleep. It's keeping you in lighter stages of sleep and preventing you from getting the deep, restorative sleep you need. So here's the rule. No caffeine after noon. None. Not a sip, not a piece of chocolate, nothing. For some of you, especially if you're particularly sensitive, you might need to push that cutoff even earlier, maybe 10 in the morning. Pay attention to how you feel. Your body will tell you. Day 3 is when we address what you're doing in the evening, and this is where most people sabotage themselves without even knowing it. Your body needs a transition period between wakefulness and sleep, but what do most people do? They're answering work emails until 9:30, then they flip off the lights and wonder why they can't fall asleep. You need to create a wind-down routine that starts at least 1 hour before bed. During this time, you're going to dim the lights in your house. Bright lights suppress melatonin production, especially blue light from screens. If you absolutely must use your phone or computer, use blue light blocking glasses or enable night mode. But honestly, the best thing you can do is put the devices away entirely. Read a book, take a warm bath, Do some gentle stretching. Journal. Have a real conversation with someone you love. The content of this wind-down routine matters less than the consistency. You're training your brain to recognize these activities as signals that sleep is coming. Let's talk about temperature, because this is day 4 and it's something almost everyone gets wrong. Your bedroom should be cold, like uncomfortably cold when you first get in. The ideal temperature for sleep is between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. When you fall asleep, your core body temperature needs to drop by about 2 to 3 degrees. If your room is too warm, your body can't make that drop, and you'll either struggle to fall asleep or you'll wake up multiple times during the night. I know it feels cozy to have a warm bedroom, but you're literally fighting against your biology. Get a good blanket, wear socks if you need to, but keep that room cold. And here's a pro tip. Take a hot shower or bath about 90 minutes before bed. When you get out, your body temperature will drop rapidly, mimicking the natural temperature decline that happens when you fall asleep. It's like giving your body a head start. Day 5 is all about what you put in your body. Let's talk about alcohol. I know, you think that glass of wine helps you sleep, and you're half right. Alcohol is a sedative. It can help you fall asleep faster. But, and this is a huge but, it destroys your sleep quality. Alcohol suppresses REM sleep, which is the stage where your brain processes emotions and consolidates memories. It also makes you more likely to wake up in the middle of the night as your body metabolizes it. You might not even remember waking up, but you'll feel the effects the next day. That grogginess, that brain fog, that's not just a hangover, it's sleep deprivation. If you're serious about fixing your sleep, you need to eliminate alcohol in the evening, at least for these 7 days. See how you feel. You might be surprised at the difference. And while we're on the topic of what you eat, don't go to bed hungry, but don't go to bed stuffed either. A heavy meal right before bed forces your body to focus on digestion instead of sleep. If you need a snack, keep it light and have it at least 2 hours before bed. Day 6 is when we talk about what happens when you can't fall asleep. Because even if you do everything right, you might still have nights where you're lying there wide awake, watching the minutes tick by. And here's what most people do wrong. They stay in bed. They toss and turn. They check the clock every 5 minutes. They start spiraling into anxiety about how tired they'll be tomorrow. This is called conditioned arousal, and it's a trap. Your brain starts associating your bed with being awake and anxious, which makes the problem worse. So here's what you're going to do instead. If you can't fall asleep within 20 minutes, get up. Leave the bedroom. Go somewhere dim and do something boring. Read something dull. Fold laundry. Sit quietly. No screens, no bright lights. When you start feeling sleepy, and only when you feel genuinely sleepy, go back to bed. This teaches your brain that the bed is only for sleep, not for lying awake worrying. And now we're at day 7. You've been consistent with your wake time. You've gotten morning light every day. You've cut off caffeine early. You've created a wind-down routine. You've made your bedroom cold. You've eliminated alcohol. You've practiced the 20-minute rule. Now it's time to address the elephant in the room, naps. If you're struggling with nighttime sleep, napping during the day is like taking out a loan against your sleep debt. It might feel good in the moment, but you're borrowing from tonight's sleep pressure. Sleep pressure is the biological drive to sleep that builds up the longer you're awake. When you nap, you release some of that pressure, which means you'll have less drive to sleep at night. If you absolutely must nap, keep it under 20 minutes and do it before 2 in the afternoon. But ideally, during these 7 days, skip the naps entirely. Let that sleep pressure build so that when night comes, your body has no choice but to crash. Here's what you need to understand about sleep. It's not about perfection. You're not going to follow all of these rules perfectly every single day. You're human. You'll have a late night out. You'll drink coffee too late. You'll stare at your phone in bed. That's okay. What matters is consistency over time. What matters is that more days look right than look wrong. Your body is incredibly adaptive. When you give it the right inputs consistently, it will adjust. But you have to give it time. 7 days is just the beginning. You might feel worse before you feel better. You might be more tired during the day as your body recalibrates. That's normal. Push through it. And let me tell you what's going to happen when you stick with this. You're not just going to sleep better, you're going to wake up feeling refreshed. Your mood is going to improve. Your focus and productivity are going to skyrocket. Your immune system will get stronger. You'll have more patience with the people around you. You'll make better decisions. Everything in your life improves when you sleep well, because sleep is the foundation of everything. It's not a luxury. It's not something you do when you've finished everything else. It's the thing that makes everything else possible. So here's my challenge to you. Commit to these 7 days. Write down your wake time right now and set your alarm. Plan when you're going to get outside tomorrow morning. Decide what time you're having your last coffee. Clear your evening schedule so you actually have time to wind down. Make your bedroom cold tonight. These aren't suggestions, they're prescriptions. Treat them like medicine because that's what they are. And on day 8, check in with yourself. Notice how you feel, notice what's different, and then keep going. Because the life you want, the energy, the clarity, the joy, it's on the other side of good sleep. And now you know exactly how to get there.